It's Friday, and you know what that means. It's time for your weekly edition of Travel Grunt. I'm your host, Zac Wilson, and I need a vacation. First up on the pad of power this week in travel news, there's a new rideshare program in the state of Hawaii called Holo Holo, and this comes in response to a great need. Right now, if you're traveling out to the state of Hawaii or if you're booking a trip, you might notice that getting a rental car is a really hard thing to do right now. I was actually booking a trip just the other day for a family, and normally when I'm booking a Hawaiian vacation package and I go to rental car, there's usually 4 or 5 rental car companies to choose from, and within that, about 15 categories of cars of different sizes, from compact to standard to premium to SUV to Jeep to whatever. By the way, get a Jeep when you're in Hawaii. It's an awesome way to go. However, when I went in, I noticed there was only one company, not 4 or 5, and only four categories. And worse than that, because there's such a limited supply, the price was over double the normal price. It was insane. For the 1 week rental, instead of the average $500 or so, it was over $900. So there's a local company that a gentleman who owns shuttle services that gets people from airports to hotels and back again and whatnot who choose not to rent a car, who decided, you know what, this is a golden opportunity to start a new company. So Holo Holo was born. It's all about Hawaii, only for Hawaii, will not escape Hawaii, but when you get there, look for Holo Holo, Holo, Holo. Download the app and get your ride share on. It may be a much better way to get around than renting a car, especially if you can't find one. Also in travel news, it's getting harder and harder to visit our national parks because of COVID restrictions. People are showing up, they're not able to get in, they're not aware they need reservations. So I encourage you, before visiting a national park like Yellowstone or the Grand Canyon or wherever, visit recreation.gov. That's .gov, not .com, not .net. Recreation.gov, and make sure you've got a reservation to get into your national parks. Also, this is exciting news for all of us who love theme park travel. On the West Coast in California at Disneyland, the new Avengers campus is finally open, and it's very exciting, filled with all kinds of characters and live interactions, with the Spider-Man Spider Bots and the Henry Pym Lab and the Guardians of the Galaxy. You name it, it's there. From the Black Panther to Captain America, you've got to check it out. Now, right now, California residents are the only ones currently allowed in Disneyland, but that ends June 15th, which is just around the corner. So I encourage you this summer to go check out Disneyland California with the new Avengers campus. Now, on the East Coast, over in Universal Orlando, June 10th, yesterday, just opened up the new Velocicoaster roller coaster. We previewed that here on Travel Grunt several weeks back. It is incredible. It is the most amazing new roller coaster in the United States. If you love roller coasters, you need to get to Universal Orlando and check out Velocicoaster. Over 70 miles an hour with a drop that's nearly 90-degree drop. Several G's, spins, twists, turns, upside down. It's amazing. It's almost 5,000 feet long. You've got to check that out. Hey, Zach, what are you daydreaming about? I don't know. What am I daydreaming about? I'll tell you what I'm daydreaming about. I'm daydreaming about a white Christmas. It's time to get my little elf hat on because it's now Christmas in June. I can't do a thing with it. What do you do? I don't know. Oh, look, I got elf ears. Okay, I am daydreaming about Christmas markets, river cruises. So I want you to imagine whatever your favorite river cruise line is. It could be the one we all know, Viking. It could be my personal favorite, Ama Waterways. It could be one of their competitors, be it Avalon, Riviera River Cruises, Uniworld, Tauk, Scenic, and more. Whether you want all-inclusive or a la carte. Whether you want adult-only or family-friendly. Whether you want 190 people on your vessel or less than 150 people on your vessel. If you want 5-star accommodations, maybe you're a wine lover and you want the best food and wine available. There's so many different opportunities on river cruises that just because you've heard of one brand versus another doesn't mean that that brand or that ship is right for you. So I encourage you to contact your travel advisor, especially one that is a master cruise counselor or specializes in European river cruises like, because I can help you find the right itinerary. Now, I'll tell you, one of the most magical river cruises all year long is the Christmas Markets Cruise in Europe. Now, I've got a little video here on my iPhone I want to open up for you. This one, of course, is with my favorite brand, Alma Waterways. But what I wanted to share with you, maybe I'll share with you after this video. Let's do this. This holiday season, watch a YouTube video within a YouTube video. Are you ready to experience Christmas in the most magical place on earth, where Christmas is really Christmas with unique Christmas markets? Go to the original capital of Noel in Strasbourg, France. Get some gingerbread in Nuremberg, Germany, where it's famous. Or maybe some mulled wine. Doesn't that sound tasty? Of course, if you want hot chocolate this time of year, the best place to go is Basel, Switzerland. That's right, experience these enchanting cities in Europe during a beautiful winter wonderland. And don't forget, leave extra room in your luggage to bring home all the souvenirs and gifts you're going to be buying for your family. Experience Christmas together in Europe. Seriously, though, it's an incredible place. I mean, think about it. A lot of our fun for Christmas really stems from the European area, be it the Santa Claus and reindeer and hot chocolate and gingerbread houses, and what an incredible place to be. Now, one thing I do want to tell you about these Christmas markets, I'm going to take my elf hat off here for just a moment because I am kind of switching destinations as I talk about the Caribbean. Anyone who's been on an ocean cruise in the Caribbean will agree with me when they say they go to the different ports, be it Cozumel, Bahamas, Jamaica, doesn't matter. All of the little shops and markets there by the port, basically the same. I mean, it's like one factory somewhere put out all the same stuff and then shipped it to all these different places. And if you've seen one market, you've seen them all in the Caribbean. This is not the case in Europe. Each of these Christmas markets, the small villages and the towns and the places that they are, they take great pride in their Christmas markets. Matter of fact, the one out in Strasbourg, I believe, is centuries old Christmas markets. They have a long history. I wrote down a couple of notes here, by the way. The oldest and largest Christmas market is the capital of Noel in Strasbourg, but in Gegenbach, the largest Advent calendar, where each night all the little windows and doors open on the different dates of the Advent calendar, and you see famous works of art from historical artists. So it's really, really exciting. I definitely encourage you to check that out. Definitely get some mulled wine, some gingerbread, and some hot chocolate. What's next on the pad of power? Just a quick snout out. I mean, we just talked about it. It's these Christmas markets. We need to give them a travel grunt snout out for really doing it right. We're talking about historical, century-old recipes on the gingerbread and the mulled wine, which has a Glühwein, which is the fancy name in Germany for basically hot mulled wine. And of course, you've heard it in the song, "Chestnuts roasting on an open fire." The chestnuts, the recipes actually get roasted chestnuts. I mean, the tastes of Christmas couldn't be better. So just a huge snout out to the Christmas markets there in Europe. I encourage you, European river cruise during Christmas. You know, I always like to end every show with a travel quote. Let me turn the page here because I ran out of space on the pad that's completely full of stuff today. This one comes from one of my favorite authors, J.R.R. Tolkien. Of course, many of you know him for Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. And I love this because even though it feels like the world is getting smaller and smaller and more crowded, I still believe there's a lot of places out there for you to explore, for you to experience, and for you to find. And I love this quote, "Still round the corner, there may wait a new road or secret gate." Get out there and find it. Until next time, I'm Zac Wilson. This has been Travel Grunt! Ho, 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 ho.